Welcome back to day 5 to day 7, and boy do I have some exciting stuff that I've learned in the last few days to cover. So I'm going to start off with day 5, and Dr. Krishna Raju is the consult for these days. Padma's taking a break from us with all her other responsibilities, but I am so mind blown, I cannot wait to share with you. So when I went into the consult day 5, he picked up that, oh, you had a very distressful dream, and you know, it's more on a subconscious level. And he said, I see a dream where I'm trekking through the wilderness of some sort, you're lost, stressed, and it's sort of representing that subconscious stress. And he goes on then to say, well, I see that that's actually releasing that stress on that subconscious level is releasing through that lower back pain. And I was absolutely mind blown. I was like, you know what? I actually am having lower back pain, and I don't know why, because I'm not the type of person that has lower back pain, ever. I have quite a strong core, quite a strong back. I exercise all the time, so it's never really been an issue in my life. But since I started the Panchakarma therapies, I have started to have that, and so that was so fascinating to learn. And surprisingly, that wasn't the dream that I actually remembered. It was a completely different one, but nevertheless, beside the point. And then I also asked him that I've been having some knee pains since I started the therapies, and you know, I was trying to understand, because I'm not the type of person, again, same with the lower back pain, I don't get knee pains, ever. So this is quite bizarre for me. And physiologically, I'm actually quite healthy, and he's admitted it as well. And he said, well, because I'm getting the knee busties every day, what it's actually doing is reconstructing the knee itself. So even though you don't have issues, it's just reconstructing it to that equilibrium, how it should be. So that was also something really fascinating to find out. Another major topic that I covered with him over the past few days is nutrition. So for those that understand Ayurveda, you've got your taste, your virya, and your vipaka. Your rasa, virya, vipaka. And because, you know, along the way I've learned, look, you know, your virya, your heating, cooling shouldn't be mixed as a combination. And then I really wanted to understand, you know, where and in which circumstances do we take on the importance of consideration in our diet of each food item's rasa, virya, vipaka. And he went on to say it's a load of BS. A load of BS. I was honestly so relieved, because I was getting so confused, you know, the heating, cooling, taking into the autumn consideration, taking in your body type consideration, then taking in your body imbalance consideration, all these stuff. And I was like, wow, I don't have to take this into consideration. And, you know, he really went on to explain how, you know, this whole concept of rasa, virya, vipaka has actually just come about since, you know, the last few decades. It isn't something that's really been emphasized in the roots of Ayurveda. And he went on to say that, who was it? It's on the tip of my tongue, and a recent Ayurvedic guru, it's not Vasant Lad. Is it Gandhi or Sandeep, or I don't know, so one of them. Anyway, sorry, apologies, I really should know this, but anyway, he wrote a book, you know, explaining, introducing all these concepts, and then it's really been taken on a board, and it's not something to do. He said, you know, it's really complex. Where do you even begin? You just can't. But what he did, and this also goes for the kitchen herbs themselves, but he did go on to say, it's more an emphasis to look at when you are treating someone with a disease. So, you know, if they have diabetes or arthritis, or etc., then dietetics comes in, right? But if you don't have like a disease or any sort, you know, you're trying to live your life, eat healthily, then what the most important thing is actually just having on every meal a variety of all the tastes. So in equilibrium, vata, pitta, and kapha, you know, you've got all those 5 tastes, right? Sweet, sour, salty, astringent, pungent. they're all combined. That's the most important thing, and knowing those proportions, right? You know, and then, you know, for example, I even said, well, you know, what about, because, you know, we're really taught, you know, you should really focus on those root vegetables more so in winter, and then those more leafy greens in the summertime. It's like, no, not really. You just need to have a combination of foods on your plate every single time. So if we focus on variety rather than, you know, just having, you know, it's a little bit of common sense, right? Like, if you eat a lot of sweets all the time, you know what's going to happen, right? Or, you know, if you eat ice cream when you've got a cold, you know what's going to happen, right? So it's also taking that common sense into consideration. So that was so fascinating to hear. So anything else to add? I think that's about, oh yes, I do have some stuff more to add. So basically, for example, going on with the nutrition part. So for example, if he went on to explain that, look, diet is important to consider, you know, whether it's what dosha is increasing or not for each food item when you have a disease. So for example, if you have an arthritis and diabetes, so arthritis is a very vata aggravation, you know, your vata is completely out of whack. And then diabetes, your kapha is completely out of whack. Then I went, oh, well, actually, how do you then take food into consideration? Because, you know, you don't want to be increasing vata or decreasing kapha, like, or one way or the other. Like, you want to consider both of these issues in your diet. So obviously he goes on, look, you obviously need to choose particular foods that are decreasing, balancing out the vata and balancing out the kapha. So if it is increasing, that's okay. But it's taking that type of thing into consideration for that. And then I went on to ask him, you know, what's the best time for exercise? All right, you ready to hear this? So, best time for exercise for yoga, it's in the morning, okay? When you wake up, right, in the morning, sunrise, or it depends in the world when your sunrise is happening, right? But everything else in the afternoon, before sunset, around that time, you know, that after work hour time, 4 to 6 sort of thing. So there you go. I've learned so much. Learned so much in the last few days. Stick around for more. This is my 7th day, so really this is the last day of my 7 days of consecutively same old treatments, which have been fantastic, and those have been Padabrashlana, which is basically, you know, in a tub they put some warm water, hotish warm water with a particular powder, and that is for energy relieving relaxation. You've got your Shirabhyanga, Muchabhyanga, Abhyanga, Pachapatali, Takradara, Hrid Basti, Chakra Basti, Nimnodala Basti, Janu Basti, Shirapichu, and Padabhyanga. So the Shirapichu and Padabhyanga are at the end of the day, they come in before bedtime and do that for me. So there you go. Stick around for more because we have so much more to learn. We're only day 7, we've got 3 weeks to go. So I'm excited to keep you all posted on this journey and learning with me.